Appeals Court scraps Boasberg's contempt order against Trump officials by Zach Schonfeld and Rebecca Bache. A federal appeals court panel voted 2-1 on a Friday to scrap a judge's probable cause finding to hold Trump administration officials in criminal contempt for disobeying his order to turn around deportation flights ultimately destined for El Salvador. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit ruled the administration was entitled to an intervention because U.S. District Judge James Boasberg's efforts to punish administration officials raised immediate concerns. The order forces a co-equal branch to choose between capitulating to an unlawful judicial order and subjecting its officials to a dubious prosecution, wrote U.S. Circuit Judge Neely Rao, who was in the majority. Rao was joined by U.S. Circuit Judge Gregory Cottas, both Trump appointees. U.S. Circuit Judge Cornelia Pillard, an appointee of former President Obama, dissented. She complimented Boasberg for his skill and wisdom handling the case, which has sparked impeachment threats from Trump and a barrage of public criticism from his supporters. Even when faced with what reasonably appeared to him to be foot-dragging, evasion, and outright disregard for his jurisdiction and his orders, he responded with unfailing composure, Pillard wrote. The majority does an exemplary, judge a grave disservice by overstepping its bounds to upend his effort to vindicate the judicial authority that is our shared trust, she continued. Boasberg entered the national limelight for being assigned the first lawsuit when Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act in March to swiftly deport alleged Venezuelan gang members to a notorious Salvadoran megaprison. At a hastily convened Saturday hearing that weekend, Boasberg ordered the administration turn around any airborne planes deporting migrants under the rarely invoked statute. The order was later wiped by the Supreme Court, but the judge has accused the administration of willfully disregarding it and still sought to hold officials responsible. Boasberg is an Obama appointee, the D.C. Circuit halted the contempt proceedings as it considered the administration's appeal. It did so without explanation by issuing an administrative stay, which normally lasts for only a short period until the court can hear from the parties. But it had been in effect since April. In that time, a Justice Department whistleblower stepped forward with allegations that Emil Bove, then in the third role at Justice Department, floated defying any potential court orders blocking use of the Alien Enemies Act, saying they may need to tell the courts FKU. The complaint from Erez Ruvani detailed other instances of Department of Justice officials seeming to defy Boasberg's order once it was in place, including attorney Drew Ensign telling Boasberg that he was unaware whether flights would be taking off in the next 24 to 48 hours. He knows they are being removed, Ruvani said of Ensign, texting a coworker during the hearing, specifying that he knows about the flights. The coworker agreed, saying he knows there are plans for AEA removals within the next 24 hours. It is a question if Drew gets out without a sanction, the coworker added. Bove, who was recently confirmed by the Senate for a judgeship on the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, largely dodged questions about whether he used the expletive. I have certainly said things encouraging litigators at the department to fight hard for valid positions that we have to take, Bove responded when asked about whether he endorsed defying a court order. I certainly conveyed the importance of the upcoming operation, he added about the Alien Enemies Act flights. The long delay in reaching a decision was noted by members of Congress, who argued that the delay in a ruling from the appeals court helped shield inquiries into the actions of Bove, who declined to answer numerous questions about the matter while it was still before the court. The matter was pending before the three judges for more than 3 months. It is hard to see why an administrative stay of this length, imposed to give the court sufficient opportunity to consider the emergency motion seeking a stay pending appeal, would ever be justified. As you know, administrative stays ordinarily last for hours or days, not weeks and certainly not months, says Seldom White House Democrat from Rhode Island and Richard Blumenthal Democrat from Connecticut wrote in a letter last week to their chief judge before going on to raise the specter of political considerations. Given the obvious relevance of the outcome of this contempt investigation to Mr. Bove's fitness for judicial office, and the timing, the extraordinary length of the administrative stay raises alarming questions about whether the stay was imposed for the purpose of fending off honest fact-finding while this confirmation proceeding went forward.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this afternoon edition. Legal breaking report. If you did enjoy, please firstly like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Secondly, if you would like to make sure you're always up to date, please follow me on my social medias. They will be linked down below in the video description. Secondly, if you would like to make sure you're always up to date, please hit the bell icon. It's completely free of charge. It does not cost anything. Thirdly, please help me reach and achieve the goal of 240 plus subscribers. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe and always look for the points of light in today's unfortunate illegal induced darkness caused by the illegal Trump regime. And always look for my next legal breaking reporting video analysis update. And I will talk to you guys soon.